Hello and welcome to the Tentative Tutor channel. Here's an interesting problem. Solve for x and y positive integers. X to the 6 is equal to y squared plus 127. So we're looking for positive integers for which this works. How can we solve this? Do you know how to solve it? Leave your answer in the comments. First, we'll note that 127 is a prime number. How can we verify this? Well, if we check for divisibility, take each prime up to the square root of 127 and just see if 127 divided by it leaves a remainder. And there are really only 4 primes we need to check: 3, 5, 7, and 11. If you'd like to pause the video, take 127 divided by each of them, you'll find there's a remainder. So 127 has to be a prime number, and that's going to help us to solve this problem. So none of them divide 127. So next, we'll rearrange this equation a little bit. So we'll move the y squared to the left side of the equation. We'll subtract y squared from both sides of the equation, and we get x to the 6 minus y squared is equal to 127. Next, we can use the difference of two squares to factor this. That is, a squared minus b squared factors as a plus b times a minus b. So here a is going to be x cubed, or x to the third, and b is going to be y. So this is actually the difference of two squares. And it'll factor as x cubed plus y times x cubed minus y. Now the key to this problem is going to be that we're factoring a prime. So we're factoring 127 into a product of two integers. But the only way to factor a prime is a product of 1 times itself. So it's either equal to 1 times 127 or 127 times 1. So either x cubed plus y has to be 1, or x cubed minus y has to be 1. But x and y are positive integers, so x cubed plus y has to be at least 2, because each of them has to be at least 1. So we can't have x cubed plus y is equal to 1. So we're left with x cubed minus y. That's the factor that's equal to 1. So x cubed minus y is 1, and the other factor, x cubed plus y, that has to be 127. So now we're left with 2 equations and 2 unknowns. So we'll do a little bit of dancing around with the 2 equations. We're going to add them together, and when we add them together, we get x cubed plus x cubed is 2x cubed, and the y's cancel out because plus y and a minus y is equal to 0. And on the right, we get 127 plus 1, which is 128. So 2x cubed is 128. Now let's divide both sides by 2, and we get x cubed is 64. But if x is a positive integer, I think we can work out that x has to be equal to 4. And then if you glance at the first equation, 64 minus something is equal to 1, that something has to be 63. So x has to be 4 and y has to be 63. And we're left with just one solution, 4 and 63. So that was a cute little problem, and I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.